Hello, everyone. In this episode, I'm going to share my experience during my trip to Iceland. I flew Iceland Air, and there you can see the plane is approaching Reykjavik Airport, and the island is surrounded by these kind of ice cubes and the leftovers from glaciers. The route from the airport to the city was scenic with snow-clad mountain. I first visited the cathedral, which is a nice architectural building. And this is the church. And from there, I was able to shoot some pictures of the houses there, colorful houses. And then I visited the nearby pond where I was able to see these swans and a few birds swimming in the pond. They're all enjoying and sometimes fighting with each other. And then I headed to a very, very historical place. This is the tectonic plate which separates the North American and the Eurasian. To my right is North America, and to my left is Eurasia. And you can see lava-laden stones all over. This is the one of the waterfalls.
What they would do, they would take the women up to this rock that is slightly higher than the others. They would have a bag that was filled with stones. They would put the woman inside the bag, close it, and then throw her down on the rocks below. So if she had any luck, she would be dead on impact. If not, she would be severely injured in the back, and she would be standing on this grass patch over there with long, thick poles.
So this was the narration by one of our coach. We then headed to the waterfalls. There you can see. This is the Gulfos waterfalls, one of the pride and the beautiful places in Reykjavik. It was really very scenic, and I enjoyed the waterfalls. I spent some time there taking some photographs. The waterfalls was quite fierce, and I managed to take a couple of snaps in front of the waterfalls. They have about 15 waterfalls in Reykjavik. This is one other waterfalls in Reykjavik. So because of these are water which are melted from the glaciers. So they have plenty of water. There's water everywhere, but more than 15 waterfalls, as I said. This is a step meant for the fishes which fall through the waterfalls to climb up and go back. That was an interesting thing to see here. And then I visited some of the mountains which were snow-clad, and I managed to capture a rainbow. And that's the coffee which was served with a flower, some of the scenic, and this is the cycles which you can hire. And then these are the interesting things which I saw in Reykjavik. And then I moved to the geothermal area. So just this geothermal area has got direct communication to the molten lava down below. So the water from the glacier, when it melts, it comes into contact with the molten lava, and then it evaporates. And then wherever there's a lot of crevices, which is common in the Reykjavik earth, it comes to the surface either in the form of hot water or just a jet of steam. So that's a geothermal area. And that is sulfur deposit and some of the other minerals, because the water is heated by the lava. It brings from some sulfur from the lava. And the Reykjavik geothermal area has many such outlets of hot water. And I believe they use these huge amount of hot water. They pipe to the cities. They use this hot water. They're used to generate electricity. As you can see, there's another geothermal area which is injecting hot boiling water. There are hundreds of such outlets there in this geothermal area. And this is the glacier, the crevices on the earth, and the molten lava down below. So this area is called a lot of geysers. Actually, the geyser which we use, the word came from these geysers found in Reykjavik. So here again you can see the hot boiling water. You shouldn't go close. These are all 200 degrees. And as I was watching, I suddenly came across this explosive water jet and water vapor coming out from the nearby geothermal area. That was a very interesting sight. And then I really rushed into that area, and I could see many people were watching it. So that's called the stroker geyser in the geothermal area. And as you can see, this ejects hot water every 2 to 4 to 8 minutes. And this again has got direct connection. So you can see the jetting of water. So this is water directly coming from the lava, heating up, building pressure, comes to the surface, and then explodes when it vaporizes. And this happens quite frequently, sometimes, within minutes. So this was within minutes. So I was very keen to capture this stroker erupting behind me, and so I set up the camera and I was waiting, and there you go, it exploded behind me. It was nice, but they have put a perimeter of safety net, so nobody can go near the stroker jet. So you can see another jet going to come out. You can see that just before it comes out, the water around it starts bubbling and boiling. So I'm happy that I was able to capture one behind me. And as I just moved, there was one again explosion, I think, which came out. There you go, another explosion. So I just kept standing there for about 10-15 minutes watching the stroker exploding now and then. That was very nice. And then I visited a place where there was a man-made ice cave. So these ice were literally brought from the glacier ice, and then they were maintained at minus 20 degrees centigrade. So it was really very, very cold inside there. So I waded through the ice caves. It was about 100 meters. It was a very nice experience. But after a while, because I was photographing, my fingers became very chill. I couldn't bear the chill any longer. So I had to rush out of the ice caves. So this going through the ice caves was another very good, nice experience for me. I actually went for a guided tour. So these are all huge ice cubes straight from the glaciers and maintained at minus 20 degrees centigrade. Very, very cold, minus 20. So you really have to protect yourself with warm clothes. And then I wanted my trip to go and see the Northern Lights. So you can see the Northern Lights. I was taken on a tour bus, 11 p.m. at night. We waited, and then the sky exploded with this kind of a northern light. This is a phenomenon which is coming out from the sun, and because of the magnetic field around Reykjavik, the light particles from the sun are broken, and you can see these kind of northern lights.